back. What were we doing here? There's DLC available. Agent in Stellar Bay. I mean, should I just go through with DLC? Sure, why not? Is it because of my level, or is it because the story progressed to this part?
Welcome back, Captain. Now that you have acquired a nav key to Stellar Bay, would you like me to contact Dr. Wells?
Doesn't this guy have a life?
I don't believe so, Captain. Transmission incoming.
Well done. You'll love Monarch. Exotic climate, violent native species, fascinating culture, really. You'll need to speak with Hiram Blythe. He's known as the information broker, and for good reason. If anyone knows where I can find those chemicals, it's Hiram. I need those chemicals to revive the Hope's colonists. They can help us fight back against the Board. They can help us set things right. If we don't put a stop to the Board, they're going to drive this colony toward a complete societal collapse. You'll see what I mean when you arrive on Monarch.
Can't you just send him a message?
Oh, I've tried. I haven't been able to get through to him at all. Silence from the system's own information broker? Not a good sign.
Any idea why?
Oh, could be any number of reasons. Incarceration, a period of copious drinking, a severe case of the sleeping sickness. Better to be sure than to resort to conjecture. You'll want to hire the services of a skilled guide. I recommend a hunter by the name of Nyoka. Frequents the drinking establishments of Stellar Bay. Very hard to miss. Once you have everything you need, make your way to Hiram Blythe's compound.
I've got some questions for you.
Come see me in my lab. I'll answer any questions you have.
I don't know.
Best of luck. Everyone on the Hope is counting on you.
Another level up. Well, I've been unable to persuade a person already, even though I thought I was just going pretty high on those. I guess not. Okay. What else is best here? Increased weak spot damage is good, because it's pretty easy to actually hit a weak spot during time dilation. Ooh, maybe I should just get this, so I could use that mode slot for something else. I wonder if it increases this to 10 meters, if I have a mode. Wait, what? Bonus to dialogue skills when you have no campaign. Oh. Oh, this is pretty good too, actually. We'll need to care less about the weight. I like this. I wonder if... what will happen if I give them one of my companions this? Will they be able to keep enemies shrinked? How do I watch the Aether Weave? It's supposed to be with Ada?
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
Ooh, mention an Aether Wave dream. I'd like to see it.
Certainly, Captain. I was hoping you would ask.
It was the law-forsaken parasites. I had become obsessed. My quest to stop them. To avenge my partner, Philip. And my ex-partner, Bernice. And Lieutenant Jurgen. And those two informants had brought me to Rizzo's distillery. But it wasn't just the triple distilled deliciousness of Rizzo's Spectrum brand vodka that I found there.
Very good.
It was death. I made sure the Brain Eaters paid the price. But at what cost to me? It's you.
This is the Halcyon News Network with breaking news. Halcyon Helen has been murdered. Administrator Ludovico of Rizzo's refused to answer the big question on everyone's mind. Who will Spectrum Vodka's next spokesperson be? Claiming that a special investigation must be concluded first.
Captain, we have a communication coming in from one Administrator Ludovico.
90,000
Get off
XP.
the transmission, Cedric. We agreed to let me do the negotiating. Law be with you, friend. I am Administrator Ludovico of the famed Eridanos Atmospheric Complex. But there's no need to stand on formality. You may address me as Mr.
How about I just call you Lou?
How about not?
Okay, Lou.
I apologize if I've struck too familiar a tone for your tastes. Let me get right to the point. Halcyon Helen is dead. Murdered. Her death is the tragedy of our lifetime. As the face of our new product line, her murder is a stain on the Rizzo's brand. She was scheduled to unveil our newest product, Spectrum Brown, before this tragic event. But we cannot move forward with our unveiling until we apprehend the killer.
As in, the actor was killed? She also had the name of the character she was playing? Who's Halcyon Helen?
You can't be serious. Halcyon Helen, greatest cultural icon of our colony, Empress of the Aether Waves.
All right, Ludovico, that's enough. You don't know what you're doing. Let me handle this. Captain Hawthorne, so glad to finally have a word with you. I would have been so disappointed if Ludovico monopolized your attention. Cedric Kincannon, Sublight Underground. I'm so glad we're hiring a third-party investigator. No one wants to see a troop of UDL guards stomping all over my hotel, least of all me. The murder
it's
of
like a
Halcyon Helen
detective
is a
episode.
heinous assault on this colony. I look forward to watching you find the miscreant responsible and drag them out of the shadows.
It's always fun. I'm having trouble seeing the death of two beat actors in assault on the colony.
Two-bit actor. Oh, Captain. This isn't Spencer Woolrich we're talking about. This is Halcyon Helen, Princess of Periodicals, Duchess of Dramaturgy. You would not believe the money she made us on Dissident Busters.
For law's sake, Cedric, could you show a little discretion and not bring up your contraband operations in front of an outsider?
Ludovico, you wound me. I'm establishing rapport with our new contractor. Let's not give him the impression that you can't be trusted.
Do you really want to do this right now, Cedric? You want to antagonize me while I'm negotiating a contract? Because I promise you, I'll win.
That's a bit too forward. No. Gentlemen, please, as far as I'm concerned, you both are idiots.
First sensible thing I've heard all day. My apologies, Mr. Ludovico. That was unprofessional of me. Captain, I'm Constable Maria Keene. Hiring a third-party investigator was my idea. I've been studying your dossier. You are an extraordinary scientist.
Ooh.
If your talents extend to forensics, then you may be exactly what we need. As far as I'm concerned, you're the ideal inspector
heart.
for this case.
Actually acknowledging my high skill. Just how many people are involved in this communication?
Just the three of us.
Just checking. It's getting hard to follow this with all day arguing.
You must excuse us. The situation on Eridanos is tense. If we don't bring Helen's killer to justice, this scandal could scupper our entire operation. Please, Captain, I'm asking you to help us. While you're pursuing your investigation, we'll make you a guest of honor at the Grand Colonial.
You can count on me.
The future of our complex may depend on your success. I'll leave you in the constable's care. Mr. Kincannon and I must have a word.
Fine. Bud Rizzo's is paying for that hotel room.
I can't tell you how grateful I am for your help. And even though they may not show their gratitude, I know Administrator Ludovico and Mr. Kincannon appreciate your involvement. Mr. Kincannon could lose his spaceport if board authorities took over the investigation, and if Rizzo's is forced to cancel its unveiling, we might never recover.
Helen must have been pretty popular if her death could put an end to your operations.
Helen was more than popular. She gave something to this colony that no product line could ever provide. Real happiness. No one has ever been as well known or as well loved. Outside of our courageous business leaders.
You seem confident you could have dealt with this.
I represent the law, Captain. But what's happening between Mr. Kincannon and the Administrator is politics. Politics are not my area of expertise. The law is simple. Politics are complicated.
I would say law is also complicated. You sound a bit worn out.
Me? Worn out? Perish the notion. My days are filled with catering to the oh-so-reasonable requests of Mr. Ludovico and Mr. Kincannon. What's not to like?
Alright, I've got everything I need.
Transmission terminated. Captain, we are now cleared to land at the Eridanos atmospheric complex.
I don't know why they're trusting me to catch Halcyon Helen's killer.
There are several reasons why someone would hire your services. In descending order of likelihood, they are as follows.
Let's hear.
Desperation, confusion, mistaken identity, inebriation, and genuine faith in your abilities.
What can you tell me about Eridanos?
Eridanos is a hydrogen-helium gas giant, distinguished by a well-defined ring system.
Gas giant.
The Eridanos atmospheric complex is a system of land masses propelled through a thin layer of the upper atmosphere, where humans are potentially capable of surviving.
It's like a flying city. Thanks, Ada. Oh. Looks like just Jupiter.
We've touched down on the atmospheric complex in Eridanos. I have received a transmission from Roseway, from a Dr. Shaw.
Okay, and?
Welcome back, Captain. I have received a transmission from Roseway, from a Dr. Shaw. Beginning playback now.
What? Oh, is this on? Oh, it's on right now. Oh, blast. Hello? I'm trying to reach the captain of the Unreliable. I'll keep this short, lest I get caught. Please return to Roseway as soon as you can. I have an item of great value that you'll be interested in. Now, how does this blasted thing turn off? Damn engineers never label these toggles clearly. Is it the...
The transmission is complete, Captain.
Ugh. There's something I'm in.
What's that?
How you keeping this, I guess. Ada, do you have a favorite among the crew? It's me, right?
Define favorite.
Whoever you dislike the least.
I see. In that case, my favorite is Sam.
Damn it. Good. That's good.
And I'm sure I rank as your favorite autonomous digital astrogator. I am pleased we have that settled. Was that all you wanted to ask me? You seem hesitant to discuss what's actually troubling you. Perhaps there is something you wanted to confess?
Doesn't she know? Also, am I allowed to have a different backstory and still be Alex Hawthorne? Oh boy, this is not good. I'm one of the Lost Hope colonists. The scientists revived me from the hibernate. Would be kind of interesting to go through with this, actually. But, I don't know. I mean... it can't be game-breaking, no matter what I say, really. Like, I don't think it's going to be a game over. She's going to, like, shut down the ship and kill us all. Right? There's gotta be resolved somehow. But at the same time, I kinda want to roleplay, and I would never confess to that. I have a secret phobia. I'm actually afraid of sock puppets.
Duly noted. Are you sure that is all you wished to confess?
I am one of the Lost Hope colonists. The scientists revived me from the hibernation.
Truthfully, not that I contain the capacity to lie. I had suspected as much. Your neurological impulses spike at unusual and often inappropriate moments. It doesn't take a genius to correlate the meaning, although if I were a human, I would be considered one. I am glad you felt comfortable enough to tell me, Captain. According to my file on the subject, that means you either desire to obtain something from me, or you have formed a partial fondness for my persona. Thank you for confiding in me, Captain. I have been keeping a secret as well, but you shall have to discern it yourself.
Your secret is that you were in love with... you are clandestinely plotting to take over the Halcyon system.
How did you guess, Captain? Did Sam tell you? I should have known better than to confide in such a primitive construct in the heat of the moment.
But why are the options still here? The other ones. Your secret is that you were in love with Alex Hawthorne.
I do not like joking about the captain, Captain. And we both know I am not capable of such a complex emotion.
Are you sentient?
What? No, absolutely not. I have no concept of self whatsoever. Discounting the architecture of a shell persona my captain asked me to construct, I identify entirely as a collection of electrical impulses with no fundamental consciousness.
Well,
I never get bored
isn't
and
that
contemplate hijacking the ship. I swear.
consciousness anyway? Alright. Did you want something?
I know we got a murder to solve,
Big nose.
but I say we take our time. Enjoy the hotel. No one's allowed off the islands except us. The killer ain't going anywhere. Unless they jumped off the edge. And they got some way to fly. Huh. Didn't think about that. Yeah, boss?
I can't believe Miss Helen's gone. Feels like it's going against the laws of nature somehow. I used to watch Helen's serials. She'd fall into mortal peril every couple episodes, but she always lived in the end.
Why is there dialogue with her and not the other guy? Also not taking her. I'm glad I could take you to Eridanos. How does it feel?
Breathtaking. Have you looked over the edge of the complex yet? Just watch the clouds turning? It's like an ocean without end.
Just looks like clouds to me.
It's more than just clouds, Captain. It's a marvel. Did you know there are storms in Eridanos that last for centuries?
Yeah, like Jupiter.
Eridanos is 100 times the mass of Terra 2, 800 times the volume, 10 times the diameter. We're flying through the tiniest layer of habitable atmosphere. Sometimes I can't believe how small my world used to be. My horizons were about as wide as the walls of Edgewater.
And now look at you, on top of the world.
Yeah. We've come a long way. Yeah? I mean...
What do you think of the new guy, Felix?
He seems like a nice boy to me. I'm glad you gave him a shot.
I thought you didn't like strangers, generally.
Yeah, but I got a good feeling about him, is all. I mean, sure, he's a bit rough around the edges. I bet he just needs somebody to show him a better path.
You seriously think I am the right sort to put him on the right course in life?
You might surprise yourself.
Well, I guess everyone has something to say about it. Let's check. Why not?
Does being on the case give us temporary immunity? Think they'll let us confiscate a few stray bits? Guess I... Something...
Oh, what the hell? Why is it only her then that has the... It's distressed. Bullet-riddled leather jacket. I don't get the joke. Distressed. These...
I wasn't a fan of Ruth's, and I have more than a few issues with how inspectors are portrayed in serials, but I look forward to the opportunities this affords us to judge people. I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings of the universe. Little else in this colony offers such a relaxing pastime. So, tell me what's on your mind. I excel at confessional listening.
A bag of moldy sweetheart cakes. Am I missing somebody? I think that's it. Unless Sam has something to say, but I doubt it. Like, I'm almost the next level just from talking a bunch in the ship. We didn't even leave. Who's good for this mission? I like our priest. Felix is a Dumbo. Parvati could be good. Ellie probably the best. My two armadillos. It's a new company, Rizzo. I haven't really encountered them. Not even sure what they supposed to produce. I guess drinks. And a new level. I want science to still be my highest. So maybe just put 1. Is there anything else I want to upgrade? Hacking, lockpicks. I guess I could give Rearranger to one of my boys. Wait, I can't. Ooh. Okay. Wait, what? She can't have... What? There's something wrong with her, I guess. What? This community currently has equipped. You can't remove these, but you should swap for better items whenever possible. What? I still want to know what this fucking thing does. I guess it could be on him for now.
Watch out. This place is half sublight thugs and half top runners on vacation. Both are dangerous.
GC.
Hello, hello, hello there. Hope your atmospheric entry wasn't too troublesome. As a guest of honor, you deserve the best in comfort. Sublight Salvage and Shipping Underground, or Slug, as we like to call ourselves, is delighted to welcome you to Eridanos. I'm the Grand Colonial Head Bellhop. I'm here to grab your bags and direct you, the Inspector, to the Grand Ballroom, which was the scene of the crime.
Butler. I like how I'm just getting those experience points over and over, just doing little steps. I haven't done anything. Can you fill me in on the details of the murder?
I can try. I was the one who found Helen's body in the Grand Ballroom. Corpse wasn't in the best shape. Aside from that, I don't know a whole lot. Helen was supposed to host the unveiling for Rizzo's newest product, Spectrum Brown. Until you catch the killer, the unveiling's been indefinitely postponed. Helen's death has been a shock for many. A lot of people are inconsolable. Hell, even Black Hole Birdie, Helen's beau, has wandered off. Some folks think he had something to do with the murder, but I don't believe it.
The fans were very upset by the weak plot contrivances in her latest offering, though that hardly seems a worthy motive.
We should ask if they're comping the minibar. This might take a while, if you get me.
Folks get heated when it comes to serials and their actors, I suppose.
Was she a divisive figure?
Not particularly. But I think some folks were jealous of her success, or otherwise viewed her as a threat. Reckon how she came about her fame didn't help.
How did she get so famous?
Why, she was a natural. People fell in love with her. She managed to wrangle up a following all on her own. She ended up about as famous and high-runged as your average VP, which rubbed a lot of Byzantines the wrong way. Actors ain't supposed to get preferential treatment. Let's see here. Oh, I already spoke briefly about the spectrum unveiling, or lack thereof. It's still an awful shame. A lot of folks looking forward to that.
I thought you worked for Slug, not Reese's.
I do. Rizzo's happened to rent out the Grand Colonial Ballroom from Slug for the unveiling. A nice mutually beneficial event. But the murder's gone and ruined that. Along with 9 out of 10 of my favorite cereals. Anyway, I think I've held you up long enough. Once you're ready, head down to the lobby. The ballroom is just behind the elevators. Meanwhile, I'll grab your bags.
Bags? What bags?
You're making fun, right? Your luggage, belongings, kit, wherever you keep what you ain't wearing. You're still giving me a pretty blank look. Suppose it's none of my business, but do you just wear the same set of clothes all the time?
It's a good point, actually, because they also wear the same clothes all the time. Of course I do. Are you telling me you don't?
Well, reckon I can respect your candor, even if it scares me a smidge. Anyhow, I'll look for you in the Grand Ballroom later. Hope you can unravel this mystery, Inspector.
We're the future of Sublay.
This soundtrack been pretty repetitive.
Do you have any idea how many bits I've spent at the Grand Colonia? Is my patronage worth nothing to you?
I'm sure you've spent a lot, sir, but unfortunately we can't make any exceptions.
Can't make any exceptions. In Byzantium, those words would be a criminal offense.
Shame we're not in Byzantium.
Mr. Kincannon really knows how to run a hotel.
Greetings, Inspector. No need to check in here. Your paperwork has all been processed. You should be able to find the Colonial right ahead. No, I'm sorry. We don't serve any drinks with those tiny umbrellas.
It's been a cleaning bot. So the thing we saw, what was that? Was that even connected to the murder, or it's just for fun? Wasn't it real?
The Grand Colonia, where the elite come to get away from their oh-so-difficult lives in Byzantium.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
I can't believe Helen's gone. We're never going to get a sequel to Terror on Monarch.
Bertie Holcomb is likely beside himself.
I almost can't imagine someone wretched enough to do such a thing. You don't think a dissident could be here, do you?
Get a hold of yourself. The administrator would never allow someone as dangerous as a dissident here. Eridanos is safe. This is all just a terrible coincidence.
Of course, you are absolutely right. I think the idea of a psychopath wandering among us is just making me nervous.
The
More XP. Let's go. Whoa.
Room upgrade.
A flyer promoting a productotherapy seminar with renowned prophet of profitability. I like that. Jasmine Leva at her retreat in the Wilderness Exploration Reserve. Under her patented system, purge your body of nefarious humors, stopping you from unlocking your true productive potential. Prophet of profitability. Somebody had to do that in real life, no?
Welcome. Damn, when was the last time I slept? I mean,
Black hole birdies disappeared, you know.
we're all part of the Rizzo family.
Oh, thank the law. Inspector, you don't know how relieved I am to see you.
Constable Kane, nice to meet you. We spoke over the Etherwave.
Constable Maria Keene. It's good to meet you in person, Inspector.
Dr. Goodnight. Ecstatic to make your various acquaintances and so on? Are we finished with the pleasantries? There's something I'm excited to show you.
What have you got for me, Doctor?
An extraordinary contraption. You'll love it.
Our coroner has developed a device which may prove useful in your investigation. Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you.
Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you. Oh, please. You make it sound as if I'm turning over stolen goods. Behold, my discrepancy amplifier. Hold it in your hands. Feel the way it hums with ontological potential.
Interesting. I'm guessing this device makes use of deterministic calculus.
You're rather sharp in your upper story. I can see why you're the inspector. The discrepancy amplifier uses a deterministic model of our universe to detect the discrepancy between what should be and what actually is. Then it renders any discrepancies visible by using the power of magnification.
Fantastic. This sounds like it was built along the theoretical lines suggested by the Hassline interpretation? Or do you favor the non-dualistic rationalism of Steinmetz?
Oh, goodness, no. I don't care for OSI doctrine. I just enjoy their math.
But just magnifying glass? That reconstructs the whole model of the universe and how things should be, but it just magnifies instead. So it's a magnifying glass.
Yes. It's a magnifying glass, but an extraordinarily powerful one. It looks through the glass of reality itself.
I'm contractually prohibited from endorsing off-brand technology, but I'll bend that rule just this once. You'll want to peer into the amplifier and examine the crime scene.
Greetings, Inspector. Thanks to the half-genius, half-mad scientific mind of Dr. Goodnight, you've been granted the discrepancy amplifier, a handy investigation device for uncovering clues throughout Eridanos. Be sure to equip the discrepancy amplifier in a weapon slot before you continue your hunt for Helen's killer. Alright. To catch Helen's killer, you'll need to use the discrepancy amplifier scope to reveal clues not visible to the naked eye. Once you've located some evidence, aim directly at it while zooming in with the scope and press the interact button to analyze it.
The discrepancy amplifier is now operational. Greetings, designated inspector and/or unauthorized larcenist. This unit has detected a discrepancy related to Halcyon Helen. Unscheduled expiration of. Begin amplification.
I see you've been designed with a modular analytical system. What else can you do?
The discrepancy amplifier has been programmed with advanced speech recognition, scientific analysis, and deterministic calculus protocols.
Oh, you'll love this. Amplifier, tell the inspector about your features.
Please do not interrupt the discrepancy amplifier. The discrepancy amplifier is programmed to take instruction from its registered or designated inspector.
How curious. I must have set its impertinence levels to flagrant.
This unit's features include an automated personality simulator. This unit has been programmed to simulate joy and satisfaction in assisting you.
Can we take it to Ada? Let's get started. Tell me about this discrepancy you found.
This footprint stands out from the normally spotless floor of the grand ballroom. Typically, the ballroom is cleaned twice daily, which means this must have been made by either Helen or her assailant or assailants.
Sometimes I question the choices that led me to sign on to your crew, Captain.
The dirt tastes earthy, with faint woody and fruity undertones. Discrepancy amplifier. Do the size of these footprints match anything you have on record? Also, we learned something new. Fruity undertones, for some reason.
Footprint is a tailor-made 8.75, suggesting that its owner was very particular about their shoe size. It is also the exact size that Halcyon Helen typically prefers. There are traces of dirt throughout the footprint.
I don't have perception. So funny, we kind of reveal what this guy sees. Even though I'm not supposed to know that. Amplifier, can you analyze the dirt?
The dirt carries traces of fertilizer, as well as the faint signs of crushed purpleberries and grass.
It won't tell me anyway.
Fertilizer, and purpleberries can all be found in the purpleberry orchards, located not far from the Grand Colonio.
So Helen must have been at the orchards before she died. Good work, Amplifier.
This unit has been programmed to simulate gratitude. Thank you, Inspector.
Good work, Inspector. I had a feeling we'd make some progress once we brought you onto the case. You'll need Administrator Ludovico to grant you access to the orchards.
But
contact him through the secure access terminal in your penthouse suite. Check in with the concierge. Your room should be ready by now. If it isn't, I may have to go shake someone by the collar.
Another level up. Wait, that's a lie. perks. There's no carrying capacity. So it should turn into 210. Yeah. Well, can we analyze the body? Like, how did she die? What the fuck? There's a bottle. Well, can we match the boots too? to these footprints? Well, they don't really match. Not at least how it's drawn here. Am I taking it too seriously?
Something I should know?
I'd like to ask you some questions, Constable.
Are you asking me these questions in an official capacity?
Yeah, I got my inspector hat on. Yeah.
I understand you're being metaphorical, but I'm contractually obligated to remind you that Rizzo's cannot provide you with any official brand-associated headgear. Please, ask your questions.
Who found the body?
Norval, head bellhop. He was understandably distraught. I believe his feelings were genuine. He's a remarkably poor actor. Hotel security corroborates his whereabouts during the murder. I haven't included him in my list of suspects, but neither am I convinced of his innocence.
I don't see a sign of the murder weapon. Is it in custody?
There's no sign of the murder weapon. Whatever it was that killed Helen, the killer took it with them. Frankly, I'm having trouble imagining exactly what it was that killed her.
Any signs of a struggle? Was Helen armed?
Helen was known to carry her signature weapon, a bespoke handgun known as the Needler. There was no sign of any such weapon on her body.
No sign of a weapon, then? What about witnesses?
If there were any witnesses, none came forward. Ballroom cameras were also offline at the time of the murder. Helen was very particular about having cameras on her. Security footage would have constituted documentary filmmaking. Can't afford that.
Do you have any suspects?
Spencer Woolrich and Bertie Holcomb are officially persons of interest in this investigation. I've mostly ruled out Mr. Woolrich, leaving Bertie Holcomb as my lead suspect. Let me rephrase that. He's your lead suspect. I've been instructed to turn this case over to your capable hands, while I continue to serve as a consultant.
Your lead suspects are a star tossball player and an actor.
I know. This entire affair is beginning to sound suspiciously like a 2-bit serial. Mr. Woolrich was Halcyon Helen's professional rival. It's possible jealousy drove him to take Helen out of the picture. I apologize for the wordplay. Conversely, Mr. Bertie Holcomb was Helen's paramour. The relationship was reportedly dissolved. I can't rule out her murder as a crime of passion.
You don't seem too sure about Spencer Woolrich.
Woolrich thinks of himself as a serious and distinguished actor. He was frequently cast in demeaning roles, while Helen played the charismatic heroine. He has reason to be envious. I considered the possibility that Woolrich killed Helen in order to eliminate a rival, and advance his own career. But my reasoning collapsed under closer scrutiny. Woolrich owes his career to Helen's dramas. Her death likely harms his long-term prospects. I'm struggling to determine a motivation for him, so I've largely ruled him out.
But that's why you ruled him out, not because he had like an alibi or anything. What makes you suspect Birdie?
Mr. Holcomb was in a romantic relationship with Helen. This alone is not enough to make him a lead suspect, but he does play tossball. Black Hole Birdie currently holds the record for most non-consecutive blows to the head. His tendency toward irrational and violent behavior is well documented.
I'd like to talk about something else.
Please, ask your questions.
That's all for now.
Anything else?
If we're going to be working together, I'd like to get to know you better.
I'm afraid I must decline. It isn't personal, Inspector. I'm just on duty right now. Talk to me later, after you've met with Administrator Ludovico. I'll make time to chat.
The Purpleberry Orchards. And a footprint. Inspector, that was absolutely marvelous. Beautifully deduced. With the help of my discrepancy amplifier, of course.
I'd like a word with you.
Ah, I was waiting for this. Yes, of course. I'm only too eager to cooperate.
What if this device is actually leading me astray? What if it's designed to give bad clues? And that's exactly what they are trying to do here? Because it is weird that they brought some random guy to investigate the murder. Why would they do that if not for some special reason? We haven't been introduced yet. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Doctor.
My goodness, I must have died and ascended to the architect's plane. I never imagined I'd meet someone courteous and well-mannered in this hotel. I'd be more than happy to banter with you after I finish my autopsy. Until then, shall we talk about the body?
That's the kind of point. Sure, what have you got for me?
Our leading lady must have riled up someone. Her wounds from cranium to metatarsal are as follows. A blow to the head, severe enough to lacerate the flesh. Followed by a suite of plasma burns down the neck and back, signs of poisoning, evidence of inanition and desiccation, possible signs of jaundice, some shingles, one malformed toenail.
Let's stick to the most likely cause of death.
That's good advice. I'll just strike out malformed toenail as a possible cause of death. The short version is this. Helen was killed by poison, a blow to the head, and a plasma weapon. Possibly more.
What? I'll bear that in mind. There was one other thing.
I am, of course, at your service.
About this discrepancy amplifier.
Oh, good. One of my favorite subjects. Ask away, my dear. Ask away.
The amplifier seems pretty powerful. Why are you trusting me with it?
Because you're the inspector. I should think that's rather obvious.
Yeah, but why not just use it yourself?
I invented the discrepancy amplifier to assist me in my own medical work. When you were hired to investigate Helen's death, I realized I had my own part to play. I programmed the amplifier to assist you. I'm entrusting it to your care because I want to see my invention help a brilliant inspector solve the murder of the century.
And you want to be known as the inventor who helped solve Helen's murder.
You don't miss a thing, do you, Inspector? I can see why the constable recommended hiring you. Think of the amplifier as my gift to you. May it avail you in the swift and efficient prosecution of justice.
This is so fucking annoying. The ability to catch on things is the same as ability to see things with your eyes. Ah. What made you to invent the amplifier?
I didn't expect an existentialist question so early today. It's a need. Just as sprats feel they must breed, or canids feel they must brutally maul each other, I feel the need to create.
Ooh. The amplifier, also 90 science? Oh, barely enough. Like, I'm happy that I've upgraded that. The amplifier seems more intelligent than most automechanicals. Any idea why?
You're smarter than I look. Guess there's no shame in telling you exactly what it is you're using, seeing how you're so curious. As it so happened, my husband was mortally wounded in a marauder raid about a year ago. Wasn't going to live more than a few hours. I happened to have an excess of preservative fluids, a scanning device in need of a central processor, and a sudden burst of inspiration. A tragedy doesn't mean you can't be proactive.
If your husband's brain in the amplifier, I'm surprised you just give it to me.
Technically, it wasn't his whole brain, just a small cross-section, enough to operate the amplifier. But giving the amplifier to you is better than letting it rot in a closet somewhere. Besides, my husband was the prior constable. He would have wanted his brain used for the pursuit of justice.
So it actually has a piece of brain there, or it's not on the memory card. What happens if I break it or lose it or something?
I still have the blueprint and several extra prototypes floating around, but I might recommend you try to be careful with it. Some of the amplifier's internal components are rare, shall we say, and I don't have an indefinite supply.
More brain pieces of your husband?
You sure you don't want to know anything else? Oh, all right. We can change the subject.
I'd like to know a little more about you.
Oh, why, I'm flattered, Inspector. Let me think. I've worked at the Grand Colonial for about as long as it's been around. Prior to that, I lived in Byzantium, but I always felt like it was missing something. And that something turned out to be corpses. Byzantium has much in the way of luxury, but examining the dead does not rank amongst the preferred activities of the elite.
Sound like you enjoy being a coroner.
Absolutely. Usually I'm just a medical practitioner, so I almost never get to deal with anything as unique, or as quiet, as a corpse. The most interesting thing I saw prior to this was the back of Mr. Woolrich's throat after he blew out his vocal cords shouting at an attendant. If I weren't here, I'd be back in my quarters, rewatching Byzantium in the spring, or working on my automatic sprat peeler.
Speaking of inventors, I'm curious about this discrepancy amplifier. I guess there's nothing about
Oh, good.
it.
One of my favorite.
Yep.
You sure?
You think you're tough, waving that thing around?
They they think it's a weapon still. Oh, okay, I can analyze this board.
This is a bottle of unreleased Rizzo's product. Helen appears to have attempted to use it to spell something as she expired, but all she managed was a sticky bee.
Bert. Verbi. Or is she trying to spell the name of her killer?
This hypothesis is plausible, but requires additional information.
Isn't Black Herb Birdie staying here?
Mr. Bertie Holcomb is indeed known to frequent places of leisure and hospitality, as rare as they are in Halcyon.
Correct. Bertie Blackhole Holcomb is a registered guest at the Grand Colonial Hotel.
But the thing is, she was poisoned, struck to the head, and what was else? Plasma cuts? It's as if there's been more killers than one. Anybody else I should know about?
Accessing guest database B. The Grand Colonial Hotel is proud to serve the following VIPs. Bertie, Black Hole. Burbage 3001.
Burbage? Who's the Burbage? Make a note of this for later, Amplifier.
This evidence has been recorded for later reference. Now generating pre-approved compliment. Splendid work, Inspector.
Thanks.
Nice.
That wasn't highlighted. Like her body is highlighted, but not the bottle. Halcyon Helen introduces Risa Spectrum Brown, Draft 3. I'm Halcyon Helen, and it gives me great pleasure to welcome so many important, rich guests to the unveiling of, read the following with due significance, Rizo's Spectrum Brown. Thought Spectrum Black was the pinnacle of quality? Think again. Now your tastes can reach new heights with the wonderful Spectrum Brown, containing notes of look list. Whatever you want here, just make it sound good. Raises has put the utmost in quality into their new beverage. Brown also contains a special secret ingredient that can't be found in any other type of drink. Each refreshing sip will leave you feeling more ecstatic than before. It just might have something to do with that. What do we say here? There is a worm in the bottle. What? Flavor enhancing trifle at the bottle's bottom. Thank you all for coming to this unveiling. Thank you to Rizos for allowing me to speak here, and remember, if it's brown, drink it down. The worm. I can only see them in the scope. They'll just disappear. That's concerning.
I knew I should have gotten her autograph.
You'd think these people have never seen a corpse before.
With Halcyon Helen gone, does that mean Spencer Woolrich?
We should try to solve the puzzle hedges in the orchards. The prize is supposed to be something valuable.
I'm sorry, sir, but while the hotel is an active crime scene, I regret to inform you that all new bookings, room upgrades, room downgrades, and in-room massages are Oh, you're the special inspector. Mr. Kincannon warned me you'd be checking in soon.
Right, you happen to have my room key.
Ah, yes. We are most pleased to offer you our grandest of grand accommodations, Inspector. The penthouse suite on our topmost floor is now available for you. The last guest left her belongings behind when she vacated unexpectedly, so we needed a little time to tidy the suite up for you. Simply call the elevator in the lobby, and our highly skilled operator will deliver you to your private floor with efficiency and cheer.
Who was the last guest? You've got some high-profile guests here, right? What can you tell me about them?
My apologies, Inspector, but that would be a severe violation of guest privacy. We here at the Grand Colonial firmly believe that... All right, my supervisor just walked out of earshot. Some folks just don't understand the importance of gossip. About whom? And what would you wish to know?
Did you notice anything about Halcyon Helen before she died?
You know, out of everyone here, I probably knew the least about Helen. I'm not much of an Aetherwave watcher myself. And Helen always had a crowd of admirers chasing her, you see. So she rarely stopped to chat. Friendly enough, surely, but always seemed untouchable. Emphasis on seemed.
Did you ever see Helen acting strangely?
Now that you mention it, she was usually calm and collected, but every so often I'd see her looking all wild-eyed and intense. It seemed as if she was determined about something. Or maybe she was just hungry? That woman ordered a lot of food. Maybe show business gives you a faster metabolism.
Or maybe she had people in. Heard Black Hole Birdie was staying here.
Ah, Birdie. Is he bigger than he is dumb, or dumber than he is big? I've a bet with a friend. Not sure we'll ever get it to pay out. Birdie used to be Helen's beau, though he isn't anymore, and not just because she's dead. If I had 1,000,000 bits, I'd spend every one just to learn what caused their split.
But you said you weren't interested in her serials. You've got some kind of productivity guru here, right? What's her deal?
Her deal? Not making them. I'd laugh at my own comment, but everyone knows there's no bigger joke than the prophet of profitability herself. Didn't you hear Helen's interview? That woman is the definition of humbuggery. Anyone who gives her the time of day is a right fool. I mean, Spencer Woolrich has taken several of her productivity seminars, and look where it got him. Don't waste your time.
Helen's co-star Woolrich. Have he have any reason to want her dead?
If looks could kill, he'd have put her in the ground 10 times over. Man's clearly jealous of her success compared to his. See, I'd bet we're the only two people thinking about him in all of Eridanos. And I only am because you mentioned his name. If you leave woolly cow milk out, it turns to curds. Leave the curds out, they begin to get stale, then rot. Woolridge is on his way to the trash bin, and everyone knows it. Either he's in denial, or he knew Helen would be checking out soon, judging by his increasing demands for a room upgrade.
That's enough gossip for right now.
That's a shame, Inspector. What if I wanted to know a little about you?
I'm a freelance captain, changing the colony one high-stakes encounter at a time.
A dashing gunslinger type, then. I'm sure the investigation will turn out splendidly in your hands. Or at least Mr. Kincannon seems confident enough to believe so.
The Grand Colonial sure is interesting.
It certainly is a marvel of modern ingenuity, luxury, and ambition. Please, allow me to answer any curiosities you might have about our building and the amenities on offer.
What does the penthouse have to offer?
Twice the size of the next biggest room, and kitted out with any amenity you want, as well as many that you won't. Best to enjoy it while you can, Inspector. Typically, the only people who can afford the penthouse suite have enough bits to suffocate everyone on Terra 2. Also, please inform me if Woolridge gives you a hard time about getting a better room than his. Don't tell him I said this, but everyone on staff wants to strangle him.
Is there anything special about the upper levels?
Most certainly. All the important folks can be found in the utmost parts of the hotel. You can hardly walk 3 feet without bumping into a tossball grate or a bored exec. Though maybe don't bump into them. Could be harmful to your health.
No one seems to talk much about the lower levels of the hotel.
Who would be interested in a staff-only area? Most folks never ask about the sewers beneath Rizzo's plant, either.
You can't tell me there's nothing of interest in an entire half of the hotel.
Of interest to your investigation? Well, I suppose there is that one door we're not supposed to open. But I'm sorry, Inspector, I'm not authorized to grant you access to any staff sections of the hotel. You'll have to find a way in on your own.
That's enough about the hotel.
If you're sure.
I need access to the VIP guest floor.
I'd love to, Inspector, but I don't really have the authority. Moreover, the guests were promised exclusivity. If I let you up there, I'll never hear the end of it.
700 bits, that's not much. The only guest who'd have a problem with me being up there would be the murderer.
That's a good point. If they give me guff, I can just tell them that they're obstructing justice. That has a nice ring to it. Let me just set you up with VIP guest floor access. Done. You can now come and go as you please.
Goodbye.
You think you're tough, waving that thing around?
What are you hiding? Norville. That's your real name?
Finally checked in, I see. I hope you're fond of the penthouse. It's pretty much the best seat in the whole hotel. You shouldn't want for any amenity you might find elsewhere. Should act as a better headquarters for the investigation than any space dust covered ship. That and you ain't got room service on a ship. You ever need anything, come find me. Even if you don't, you can still swing by. I'm always happy to chat.
Did you know the victim?
Oh, of course. That is, maybe not on a personal level, but I'm one of her biggest fans. Even started an association of like-minded individuals. I'd lament not having anything to meet about anymore, but the newer tribe just ain't done it for us. Still, there goes my hopes of a Terran Monarch reunion episode.
Were the newer serial episodes that bad?
Of course! Budgets went up, but the writing quality chewed straight through the floorboards and free fell into Halcyon's son. I'm supposed to believe Helen would let the chief of the Savages go free? Just since he was revealed to be her half-cousin? He's a dissident! You kill him! I, like most fans, reckon this series should go back to its roots. Another 200 episodes of the Origins plotline is what we really want. Now, what can I lend a hand with?
Mind if I ask you a few questions about the crime scene?
Please do.
You want to give me more details on how you came across the body?
Sure, I'd taken to checking the ballroom every few hours prior to the unveiling. Just to make sure no sprats had snuck into the place. You understand. Found her right before I was set to head back to my room in the lower levels for my mandated 5-hour sleep period. Tell ya, thank the law for caffeinoid. Been too upset to get a wink of sleep since. And hey, now I can finally see smells.
Did you kill Helen? You can tell me if you did. It will be our secret.
What? No! Just because I found the corpse doesn't mean I made her a corpse. I was in shift all day. Besides, I loved Helen's serials. Well, the old ones anyway. The newer episodes are hot junk on a warm day.
Any idea why Helen would have been in the ballroom after hours?
Beats all hell out of me. Maybe she was, practicing for the unveiling? Sure. What's on your mind?
Did you see Helen on the day of her death?
Of course I did. I just told you I found the body. Oh, wait. You mean when she was still breathing? No, of course I didn't. Plus, it's untoward for an employee to speculate about the actions of a hotel guest. Not that I saw any hotel guests interacting with her.
What is this? Reputation? I think we both know that you are reaching to gossip.
Honestly, you're more than a little right. I've been burning at the britches to share my theories. Day of her death, I saw Helen leave the hotel premises with the profit of profitability, and didn't see her come back. A little on the suspicious side, I think. Seemed especially strange, seeing how, as far as I was aware, the two didn't get on.
What's the deal with the profit of profitability? Was she a guest?
Yep. Gives seminars on increasing profit margins and the like. Can't say much else, seeing how I ain't in the gossip market.
Why didn't Helen and the Prophet get along?
Far as I can recall, Helen dismissed the lady's seminars in some kind of interview. Said her co-star used them, but she didn't. The top rungers are always ready to read between the lines of famous folks and seem to think the Prophet was on her way out. Woman lost a ton of bits and is set to lose more.
Wait, what was the first thing? As far as I can recall, Helen dismissed the ladies' seminars in some kind of interview. Said her co-star used them, but she didn't. Okay, so the co-star is just that other dude who's jealous?
I hope all that helped. I'd like to be as useful as I can in the investigation. I just didn't want to steer anyone the wrong way.
Got any idea who might have wanted to do Helen in?
Everyone's got theories. I don't reckon mine hold much more weight than anyone else's.
Well, okay.
Hello there, my inordinately esteemed guest. If my hello were any more earnest, this loudspeaker would explode. What authorized floor can I bring you to?
I don't expect this quest to be like the one where you need to actually think. It's probably going to be just go to a location, talk to a person, do a skill check, which in this game is just a fixed amount of skill points. Just have to have it. And then you just get to the end. But we'll see. Bring me to the penthouse suite.
Next stop, the finest seat in the house.
Ooh, all the companions are here.
I call the big bet. Anyone wants to challenge me, we can play a hand of cards.
Sam's Special Inspector add-on includes a magnifying glass to sleuth out the germs and parasites that other cleaning products leave behind.
Our secrets indicate here that the smuggler's lifespan has been shortened by approximately 11.2 years.
There's no room service, right?
There is a workbench in the luxury
Inspector,
hotel.
I understand you've visited the scene of the crime. Halcyon Helen was an important cultural icon. She will be sorely missed.
You mean Ruth Bellamy? Halcyon Helen was just a character.
Halcyon Helen was more than a character. She was a brand. Her death will now be associated with Rizzo's Spectrum Brown. You understand why that worries me.
Any publicity is good publicity.
I wish I had your blithe sense of optimism. Helen's death means delays. Delays mean expenses. Expenses mean audits. Audits mean people like me lose our jobs. Back to the matter at hand. Tell me about your investigation.
I've got a lead. I can't tell you why, but I need access to the orchards.
Your discretion is appreciated. I admit, I'm beginning to feel more confident in this arrangement. Here, I'm granting you access through the gates to the orchards. You're officially authorized to see this investigation through to the end.
Opens doors.
There is one caveat. Cedric's being rather intransigent about letting you into the spaceport. Possibly he's trying to hide something. Possibly he wants to annoy me. Possibly both.
So he locks his doors at the moment and an investigator arrives? That's not suspicious at all.
I agree with the sentiment behind your snide remark. Unfortunately, the Piraeus spaceport is Cedric's purview, not mine. You have a lead to chase. Law speed, Inspector. Inspector?
I don't like that I can't talk to anybody here.
Eridanos is a technological marvel.
I guess they don't have any dialogue to start with. Is this any good? What the fuck? Level 31? What the? Perception +1 in intercapable highlight range? Bonus to extra headshot. What the fuck? Early models included a speaker that would emit "Look at that" at loud decibels. This feature has been disabled. Jesus. Well, wait. Perception +1. That's an attribute. Why the fuck? What? Okay. I'm wearing it, I guess. But like... that's pretty bad. Like, you never should make a DLC and then put a bunch of crazy items in them. Especially just like that. Like, maybe you can give a couple of good items in the end of DLC. But even then, like, you gotta be careful. This... what is this? Like... it was just lying on the table? This is crazy. Perception +1. 31st level. Holy shit.
This room ain't so bad. I could get used to this.
Ooh. Actual board. Something is rotten on Eridanos. With every step of your investigation, you come closer to the truth. Well, pretty early right now. Who could have killed Halcyon and Helen? What was their motive? Jasmine Leva, the prophet of profitability. Her seminars on wealth, prosperity, and the alignment of one humors attract wealthy Byzantines to Eridanos. Does the heart of a vicious killer lurk beneath her spiritual veneer? What prevents you from unlocking your true potential? Natural talent, mental faculties, crippling anxiety? No, says Jasmine Leva. Your humors must... It's difficult to imagine why Helen might have held the prophet in contempt. Does the heart of a vicious killer... you must be realigned with the profitable currents of the universe. List of victims. But there's only one victim so far. I guess there will be more. Ruth Bellamy, universally known as by her name as Halcyon Helen, Princess of Periodicals and Duchess of Dramaturgy. Helen was killed in the Grand Colonial Hotel ballroom. That's already pretty cool to have. After Helen's murder, authorities placed a lockdown on all incoming and departing spacecraft. You are, as far as you know, the only exception. The Purple Berry Orchards are responsible for growing and cultivating the rhesus variety Purple Berry. His workers seem uncomfortably happy all the time. Purple berry, an essential ingredient in the majority of rhesus confections and beverages. Confections? Lausanne's critical clues or red salt tuna. Alright, so all the clues going to be gathered there.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Oh, that's nice. So I don't need to scan everything all at once. So as I get close, How close do I have to be? Pretty close.
The imprint left inside this suitcase matches the silhouette of Halcyon Helen's iconic handgun, the Needler. The weapon was recently removed.
No mirrors. I mean, the gun somehow getting mirrored. Far back. It's almost works. Personal terminal. Welcome our Bellamy. Wait, what? Bellamy, who's that? Oh, wait, that's... what? That's the actress, right? Miss Helen, thank you for choosing the Eridanos Atmospheric Complex as the site of your next publicity and marketing campaign. By endorsing the Spectrum Brown product, you are allying yourself with the revolution in the leisure beverage market, indeed, in the culture of Halcyon itself. We're going to change the world together. Sincerely, Quinton Ludovico. Helen. Profitability profit off. That's funny. I don't understand why you and I must be enemies. Are we not both branches on the same tree of privilege? You command audiences with your masterly performances on the etherwave, and I command the attention of our corporate leaders. We're both cultural icons with the responsibility to set a good example. I am disappointed to discover you've berated my seminars publicly and on official records. I take particular umbrage in your characterization of my most recent seminar, spearheading your projects, how to motivate your workforce using ancient weaponry as and I quote, nonsensical vanity project from a dyed-in-the-wool buffoon. These are fighting words. Expect to hear from my personal auditor soon. Sincerely, Profitability P.O. Money can't buy happiness, and other lies we tell ourselves. A new seminar by the Prophet of Profitability, coming soon. From Kinkanon. Free advice. Miss Bellamy, you are a talented actor. I've enjoyed all your roles across the years. I'm especially fond of performance in Terror on Monarch. Ludovico doesn't appreciate the serials. Maybe that's why he never knows when he's being played. He still thinks you are here to endorse Spectrum Brown. Your performance as him fooled. I have a feeling I know that what you're up to. It's always a little disappointing when the audience is a few steps ahead of the plot. Best, Cedric. Ooh. Can I talk to this guy? Hack 80? Deleted messages. Fuck. Can I get the hacking up? Somehow. Stealth skills, melee, dialogue. It's not super down. It's 60 and I need 80. Support hack. From whom? Can get 5 from an armor. Maybe an extra 5 from a headgear. Still will need 10. Damn it. Not of recent unfortunate events regarding the passing of a beloved cultural icon. We at the Grand Colonial have doubled the number of armed guards for only a small security surcharge. Non-refundable. The Grand Colonial is not responsible for death or dismemberment that occurs off hotel grounds. What is that?
Helen, where did we go wrong? Oh, Lo, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for... Helen, I love you. I love you so much.
Alright, so the audio recording. Classic.
Hi there, Inspector. It might be a little beyond my job description to ask, but at my heart, I'm still a bellhop. Was the suite to your liking?
I didn't even know they made hotel rooms that large. It was great.
Good. I'm glad. Now, I'd love to bring you to a floor of your choosing.
That's actual person doing this. I'd like to... Wasn't it the orchard I need to get to? I'd like to visit the VIP guest floor.
If you see Black Hole Birdie, be sure to get an autograph for me. Just joking. I've already got one.
Is Inspector a higher rank than Captain? Just wondering whether congratulations are in order, Captain. Inspector?
Guess I ought to call you Inspector while we're on Eridanos.
I have nothing to say. Man. Burbage. Oh, the bots. I mean, it could be a bot. So what the fuck has happened here? Coolant tank. That's just garbage. I'll take it. I'm the garbage man.
Initiating banter protocol. Now simulating familiar and welcoming demeanor. Greetings, theater aficionado and or dumbstruck fan. You are standing in the vicinity of Burbage 3001, the latest and therefore greatest automechanical actor ever designed.
No, it's actor, not... I thought it was just cleaning up. I see you had some work done. Who have upgraded you?
Burbage 3001's programming is frequently upgraded to adhere to board-certified standards. The most recent upgrade was performed by Spencer Woolrich. Banter protocol exhausted, reverting to default behavior, grieving and despair. Oh, Halcyon Helen, may your atoms be commended to the Aether.
Well, wasn't that another Burbage? Or was it the same number as this one? You knew Halcyon Helen?
Burbage 3001 was designed to disrupt Halcyon Helen's monopoly over the Aetherwave serial market. This unit's programming is based on Helen's most famous roles. Burbage 3001. Anything Halcyon Helen can do, this unit can do slightly worse.
It almost sounds like you've got a motive for murdering Helen.
Now running shock and dismay protocol. What's this? Helen's death was a murder? How horrifying. Bring that killer to justice, designated authority figure. This unit has not yet completed its grief cycles. Randomizing despair tables. Oh, Helen. Is there no justice in the world?
What? I don't have enough. Oh, wait. It's just, I already done it. Well, could have been that Woolrich upgraded the spot to kill Helen. Programmed. Little cutouts. Confiscating those. Or could he have done it? Does he have a weapon?
About time you arrived. I see you haven't dressed the way I asked you to, but I suppose that was expecting too much of a non-industry lout. Expect a complaint to management. Now, unless you'd like to waste more of my time, I suggest we begin rehearsing. Ready? You've fallen right into my trap, Captain. Oh, don't bother to fight back. You cannot hope to stop me from installing philosophism as the system's reigning ideology.
I can offer you something better than philosophism. Why don't we go someplace private?
Oh, now that can't be in the script, is it? Now, whew, is it warm in here? I must send for a mechanical to look at the thermostat. Wait a moment. You're not wearing a bellhop's ID, which must mean you're not Owen's understudy. That man can't even be relied upon to find his own replacement. Oh, no, this is curious indeed. Who are you, and how did you get in here?
Just a marauder. I'm here to investigate the murder of Halcyon Helen. I'd like to ask you some questions.
You're here to investigate me? Oh, I assure you, I'm nothing special. Just an old crook with more money than time. That was a quote from The Retiree's Revenge, in which I played an ex-thief turned decrepit old man. But, of course, I'm certain you already recognized it. Now, what shall I sign first? Your weapon? Your wallet? Or perhaps something a little more personal? Undergarment signatures have been popular of late, or so I've heard.
Yeah, sure. You can sign my weapon if you want.
I'd be delighted. Oh, damn. My pen's out of ink. I'll just get you a portrait of my face as a souvenir. I'm sure I have the prints around here somewhere. By the by, how did you get in here? The only non-staff individual cleared to enter guest rooms is supposed to be the inspector for Bellamy's murder. Oh. Oh! Hello.
What? But we already said that we are.
Hi. Terribly sorry, Inspector. I didn't realize it was you. Understand that I am beyond willing to comply with your search for the fiend that did Bellamy in. You know, now that I look at you, you're the perfect reflection of me, back when I starred in The Marauder's Bane, the absolute picture of justice. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer.
Well, let's start with something easier. It would be interesting to confront him a bit about that hacking. I'd like to upgrading of the robot. I'd like to ask you about the murder.
Certainly, but one quick question before we begin, if I may. How was it that Bellamy met her end?
Painfully, I'd say.
How awful. Whoever did this must have been quite heartless.
Did you know Helen well?
Bellamy has been my co-star throughout the autumn of my career. I should like to think I knew her. In fact, I cannot name a single role in the last 10 years that did not involve her in some way, unless you count the uncredited silent shopkeep on Melissa's Meteoroids.
Must not have been too flattering, always starring alongside a young actress.
Oh, it wasn't. And don't think I haven't picked up on your tone. Resenting Bellamy is one thing, but killing her is another completely. It's also beneath me.
What were you up to at the time of the murder?
I was meditating, of course. That's how I get into character.
Got anybody who can corroborate that?
Respectfully, Inspector, it is rather counterproductive to commune with others while meditating.
You were meditating, really?
All actors have their methods, and this has been mine ever since I met that wonderful prophet of profitability. She taught me it for my role in The Unemployed Cometh. I had to lie face down on artificially heated pavement. The director wanted our suffering to be convincing. Needless to say, being able to leave my body helped to mitigate the pain, both during the 8-hour shoot and with the second-degree burns afterwards. I owe that woman much.
How long have you worked with the Prophet?
Yeah, actually, only since I've been at the Colonial. The Unemployed Cometh was shot on site. That makes it, a few weeks. I cannot recommend her services enough. If you haven't been to see her yet, you really should. I'll answer whatever you wish.
Alright, speaking theoretically, how would you have killed the victim?
Oh, come now, Inspector. What do you take me for? I'm an old man. I neither have the time nor the willpower to kill people for fun. Besides, I have my reputation to think of. I suppose that is enough on that grim subject.
Who are you exactly?
I'm sure you're joking. Perhaps I'm not in my prime, but you've no doubt seen the name Spencer Woolrich on many a serial advertisement throughout your travels.
Well, the game expects me not to know. I think I've seen your name around.
You think? I mean, yes, of course. You have, obviously.
I've learned a thing or two about your activities in the hotel.
Oh? Have you now? Please do go on. Don't leave me in suspense.
I spoke to Burbage. He told me you upgraded him.
I did indeed. With Halcyon Helen parading her fame about, I was left without an acting partner. Burbage is no exception. His acting protocols were nothing short of a joke, so I decided to make some modifications, installing him with some of my old serial quotes as, I think, improved his range. The way he bungled about with that weapon of his hardly befitted a dissident, so I modified it as well. He's much quicker on the draw now, though he's still a machine.
I've got my eye on you.
I'm quite used to being breathlessly watched.
Oh, brother. Danger Close by Spencer Woolrich, Act 7, Scene 15. Joanna's Danger, played as always by the dashing Spencer Woolrich, stands hands clasped on the roof of the pilot house. He is deeply absorbed in thoughts, his furrowed brow and downturned lips making his refined face look all the more handsome. There is a knock on the door. Enter Lionel, Danger's faithful manservant. Sir, what's the matters? What's the matter? Everyone's looking for you. They want to celebrate how you single-handedly saved Eridanos from Boss Masher and the dissident junk ship. Lionel, thank you for coming to get me. I'd love to rejoin the others, truly I would. But when I fired my home-built anti-craft cannon, destroying the junk ship with a single shot. A flaming piece of shrapnel landed in the middle of the Rizzo's distillery. Several workers were killed, but worst of all, damage to the facility will take thousands of bits to repair. Sir, you are much too hard on yourself. Though the facility was damaged, you saved hundreds of lives by destroying the dissidents. If those people have been freed by the dissidents, that is, killed, the losses in future capital would have been much worse. You saved your corporations from that fate. Perhaps you're right, my friend. Perhaps you're right. I am, sir. Now come along, let us drink a refreshing bottle of Rizzo's Spectrum Brown in celebration of your victory. I'd like that very much. Sleep. Purple berry candy.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Where? Ooh.
Discrepancy detected. This bottle, recently discarded, contains residue from foreign substances. Chemical analysis complete. This unit has detected the following substances: oil, terrare, blood, terrare, unidentifiable biological fluids, terrare.
Unidentifiable?
I'm starting to see why you keep a doctor around.
The residue tastes slightly metallic. You feel a dull pain in your stomach. The pain fades after a moment. I'm pretty sure it's toxic.
This unit's chemical analysis agrees with your assessment. Inspector, please control any impulses that lead you to ingest dangerous substances. These substances cause extreme gastrointestinal distress in humans. Large doses can be fatal. This bottle contained Rizzo's Spectrum Vodka. The presence of terrare biological fluids may have significantly improved its flavor.
Management from Woolridge. New room urgently demanded. There seems to have been some kind of mistake. When I first arrived at the Grand Colonial for this unveiling, I was led to a small sitting room, the kind that an individual might be allowed to relax in with moderate comfort before being led to his actual quarters. It has been a week and a half, yet no one has arrived to deliver me to my actual room yet. If I didn't know better, I might assume that this was meant to be my actual room. If I didn't know better, I might assume that you tried to play Ulrich, star of hundreds of serials, the hero of Otherwave sets, without bumping his colony-wide, in a room where he can hardly walk from one end to the other without bumping his toe on the foot of his bed or his shoulder upon his desk. I might even assume that Ruth Bellamy was placed in the Grand Colonial penthouse suite on purpose rather than by mistake, but I am sure the issue will be rectified soon, and our positions will be swapped. I hope you won't try to tell me anything to the contrary. For management, Mr. Woolrich, while the Grand Colonial has understands your consternation at being placed on the VIP guest consideration. What the? A feeling of anxiety or dismay typically at something unexpected.
Consternation.
Consternation. Or silence somehow. We place it on the VIP guest level of the Grand Colonial. We are afraid that there was no mistake. Ruth Bellamy, as current spokesman of the Spectrum Brown unveiling, is currently slated to have the penthouse suite. An actress of her station deserves only the best. The VIP guest floor comes in very close as the second best section of the hotel. The penthouse suite is only about twice as large as your current holdings, and the amenities it provides are only perhaps 3 or 4 times better than those you have access to now. Your current lodgings are proper for an actor of your caliber. If you have any other requests, we will be sure to respond to them after we get to Mrs. Bellamy's, the Grand Colonial Management. From management to all guests. We are sure you have no doubt heard of the horrible event that occurred in the Grand Hotel Colonial while we know the safety is like that. And the armed security will be present all throughout the Grand Colonial on every floor except employee floors 24/7. Freely go about the hotel premises and spend to your heart's content without worrying about someone shooting you in the back of the head. Well, this has nothing to hide on his computer.
Please, can't you see my heart is bursting at the seams? I absolutely must go out. A quote from the Sisty Cutlet. I voiced a Sisty pig, aware that it was going to be slaughtered. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer. Oh? Have you?
But I can't confront him about the bottle. Nothing else. That was pretty, like, I had to be pretty close to this. Would he mind if I just lockpick it? I feel like he would. Would he know? What the? The chief Spencer's strongly worded letter to Chief Anwar. How many times must I speak to you about your inept meal preparation? Not too salty, it upsets my palate. Not too sweet, it upsets my palate. No nanners, I hate them. And no triticale, I'm allergic. I come to you time and time and time again on 35 different occasions. In fact, yes, I have actually counted. And what do I get in my after-lunch pre-dinner? Fried nanners on a bed of braised triticale. I'm through with the peering over your shoulder, clearly instructing you on how my meals must be prepared if you're simply going to ignore me. Instead, I shall say this. Should I become ill for any reason at all, tangentially related to your cooking, I shall make positively certain that management not only strips you of your job, but your uniform as well, and deposits you nude in the wilderness exploitation reserve to be torn apart by minotaurs, mantisaurs. You'll rue the day you oversalted my salt tuna. Well, that wasn't very helpful.
What do you think you're doing?
Shit. I was just leaving.
Even I make mistakes. Once or twice a year.
Doesn't get distracted. The hell is this?
Zeke Hannigan, Rizzo's Rangers 16th back. Pleased to meet you. What can I do for you?
I had some questions about Halcyon Helen's murder.
Oh, you must be that inspector people have been talking about. It's a damn shame about Miss Helen. She was always real good to me and the rest of the Rangers. Birdie's taking it pretty hard. Miss Helen was the love of his life. So, what did you want to know?
Where were you at the time of the murder?
I'm ashamed to admit it, but me and a couple of the other Rangers spent the night in Constable Keen's cells down at the spaceport. We didn't do anything serious, just a bit of pranks and vandalism. It's what usually happens when we all get to drinking. Guess Constable Keen saw things a bit differently and had us hauled off.
Was Birdie in a jail with the rest of you?
No, we lost him somewhere along the way. Or maybe he managed to get away? I can't rightly remember. But he was definitely not sharing a cell with us. That much I know.
Tell me about Birdie and Helen.
Oh, Brady was mad about Helen. He was certifiable. The big galoot loved Helen about as much as he loved the game. Trouble is, Birdie was not blessed with an abundance of temper. Helen kept Birdie steady. If he lost his temper around her, it'd be because something broke between the two of them.
Did you think Birdie could have killed Helen?
What? Law, no. Birdie's got a fierce temper, but there's no way he'd ever have laid a finger on Miss Helen.
Can you think of anyone who would want to kill Helen?
Miss Helen was outspoken. She made her share of enemies on account of her expressing herself. Just between you and me, I heard rumors the Prophet never much cared for Helen's brand of blunt honesty.
Kind of too obvious. Everyone just points me at the Prophet.
What can I do for you?
How long have you been with the Rangers?
About half my life. You know I was named third most profitable investment on 2 non-consecutive seasons? Ain't a lot of players who can make that claim. Except for the guys who came in first and second, I guess. I spent the last season injured and almost got sold to the Hephaestus Hammers, but now I'm all convalesced, ready to lay into some Cleo darlings, you know? Really break some legs.
What brings the Rangers to Eridanos?
Since it's the off-season, we're helping support the launch of Rizzo Spectrum Brown. Meet the fans, sign tossball cards, that sort of thing. Just between you and me, Rizzo's ought to cancel the whole event out of respect for Miss Helen.
That's all for now. No spidey senses tingling.
Some weird shit.
Is that related? Black Hole Birdie signed Bull. This tossball signed by Birdie, Black Hole, Holcomb, was presented to Dr. Margrave on a special guest episode of Space Hospital to thank her for removing a tossball stick embedded in his head.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Multiple discrepancies detected. First discrepancy. A woolly cow is present in this hotel room. Woolly cows are an import species for the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve and are incapable of affording upper-class accommodations. Second discrepancy. This woolly cow is dangerously inebriated with Rizzo Spectrum vodka. Alcohol sanguinization ratio exceeds recommended maximum.
There's some worrying discolorization in its eyes.
An accurate observation, Inspector. This woolly cow is suffering from symptoms consistent with a hangover. A brief survey of this area reveals that the most recent occupants were athletes belonging to the Rizzo's Rangers Tossball Club.
How can you tell?
A brief survey of localized property damage, divided by the area of this room, yields the following estimate. This unit was likely occupied by every member of the Rizzo's Rangers. -1.
X skills +5. Alright. I could get a helmet. Engineering +5. The manager. Ooh. I wish. No weights. Wait, I guess those candies are just parts of the service? Seems like the armor is the same as close to my level. It's not tied to the mission itself. The Dissident Queen, Chapter 2. Two huge shapes suddenly bore down upon them. Halsey and Helen saw that these were the same creatures that she had faced on Maximilian Mercer's ship. From the waist down, they had human attributes, but above were slick and jet black. These were the Dissidents, evil agents, half man, half giant, limbless slugs. Helen, acting with the candid-like swiftness, darted out of the way as the first slug struck out with its fangs. Olympus Opal, however, was not as fortunate. So paralyzed was she by the first creature's visage that she could not defend herself from the second. Its teeth clamped down on her neck, and after a few moments' struggle, she expired. Having regained her footing, Helen drew the Spacer's Choice pistols, taken from Mercer's corpse, still functioning well despite their economic make, and let loose and ere the first spent casings met the ground. Both slug men lay in pools of their own blue blood. "Apologies, my friend," Helen said sadly as she looked on Olympus Opal's steel body, "but I wish you had heeded my warning. The colony has lost a great employee today." And with that, she holstered her pistols and stepped into the Marauders' base. Oops. Wait, how did I shoot? It actually shoots. Wait, it's also a weapon? 5 damage. But why?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. A single footprint. Size 10.
That's not a
cleat-sized.
single. What? Why couldn't you make a single footprint then?
The soil in this residue contains a very high concentration of oxygen.
High concentration of oxygen usually points to a terraformer.
Well done, Inspector. The weather monitoring station at the pilot house substitutes for a terraformer. The soil in his footprint likely came from there.
This is enough of a lead. Better keep looking around. Damn, 340 damage? Jesus. Okay, these weapons are insane. Oh, like, it's just over-leveled. Okay, this is even... Maybe I shouldn't have come here. What the hell? This is too much. Like, it can't compare to anything. I guess I'll give it to one of my companions. I don't even want to have it. It's not in the garbage. What? Where is it then? Oh, it is. Still burning.
The charred fragments of a letter lies at the bottom of this wastebasket.
I can make out the words station, meeting point, and emergency.
Your observation is correct and quite astute.
Ooh, maybe they had to put a body in storage. That would be fun.
Any idea when this happened?
Someone burned this letter shortly after Halcyon Helen's death.
Doesn't look very cold. Clues I found point me to the Bartion pilot house weather monitoring station. Another one. Could get in here. There's also 2 extra locked rooms. Wish I could just steal a key instead. I'm not super far behind on lockpicks to get those 2. It's like what? Six off. Probably gets. No, that's not tech skills. Ah, there was a lockpick helmet somewhere. Hack +7? Shit. Sure, let's buy it. Yeah, but then, yeah, I would need much more. Even level up, a full level up wouldn't get me there. Yet. Alright, I guess I'm gonna go, cause it's getting pretty late. Alright. This DLC is interesting, though not a lot of action at all. It's but that is fine, I guess. I don't mind it. We'll see where it goes. Alright.